What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video I am doing something a little bit different because I was in the mood to just sit down and build something tiny and fun and colorful, and I was also in the mood to build a community lot. And that doesn't happen very often, like community lots are not my favorite thing to build. So whenever I really have the urge to do a community lot, I have to just act upon it basically, and just sit down and build something. So that's what I did. I am in the world of Evergreen Harbor and I'm building a pop-up cafe. Now I do know that every time I build some sort of community lot, most of the times it's a cafe, because out of all the community lots, I just enjoy building cafes the most. I think it's fun, just a fun, cute little place to drink your coffee or to get your coffee and just buy a pastry and just sit down and relax and maybe get some work done, or just hang out with some friends, or just sit down by yourself and just enjoy your alone time. I don't know, I just really enjoy cafes and building cafes in The Sims because they're such a useful lot. Like whenever I play the game, which is something that doesn't happen very often, but whenever I do use cafes in the game quite a lot because I enjoy just taking my Sims out for coffee or just have some sort of club meeting at a cafe. I don't know, I enjoy it and I think it makes sense and they're just so useful. So yeah, that's basically why I enjoy building cafes. So for this one, I am building it in Evergreen Harbor, and like I already mentioned and like the title says, probably, I don't know as of right now what this video is going to be called, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be something like pop-up cafe or something. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a pop-up cafe, and I used that empty trailer thing that comes in the base game debug menu, and I built like this tiny little trailer cafe. So it's literally a pop-up cafe that can be like attached to a car or a truck and that can be moved around. So I was imagining that this cafe kind of like travels around or just like goes to festivals and stuff like that. But right now it's in Evergreen Harbor and it will probably be here like for a couple months at a time, because it would be quite a lot of work to set this whole thing up, because it also comes with like a separate little toilet building and a whole bunch of chairs and tables, of course, like a whole terrace section and a lot of plants, like a lot of potted plants and stuff like that, because it does have its own like deco kind of style and like a vibe going on outside this tiny little trailer as well. So it's just, this whole cafe, it's just a whole vibe in itself. So that's kind of what I was going for, and I was trying to make it like just eco-friendly and vegan is what I was imagining. So I gave it that whole like green vibe with lots of plants around it and yeah, solar panels on top. And I was just kind of imagining that this is a self-powered cafe, if that makes sense. Like they generate their own power through solar panels, and that's just kind of how it works and how it travels around basically. So you can see that I was definitely playing around with colors. I have been wanting to use that bright pink wallpaper, that container wallpaper, ever since we got Eco Lifestyle, but I just haven't really had the chance to use it for anything. So because I was in the mood to build something colorful and playful and fun, I was just thinking, if I'm going to build like a little pop-up cafe like this, you want it to stand out. At least that's what I wanted for this build. So I really wanted it to stand out and just be a vibe and just be something fun and something different. It also has that green roof going on to kind of emphasize the fact that it's green and just eco-friendly and good for the environment and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of what I was going for as far as the look of this tiny little trailer goes, and I was definitely having a lot of fun with it. I really like that logo that I placed down on the side of the trailer. I just think it looks so cool, and yeah, I was also playing around with these little leaf decoration items that came with Eco Lifestyle. I was imagining that's like probably like part of the logo, and also just like something to emphasize the fact that it's green and eco-friendly in here. So yeah, this is the actual cafe part of the cafe, if that makes any sense. And you can see that that coffee bar right there, it's looking pretty cramped, but I was imagining that this whole thing is really a summer kind of thing. Like, it probably doesn't travel around in the fall and in the winter that much. So it's really a spring and summer kind of thing. So I was imagining that that large glass sliding door is always open when the cafe is open. So you have that whole porch area in front of that, or on the other side of that door, to kind of make the space bigger, if that makes any sense. So it's not only that inside space that you have to work with, it's also the outside porch area space that kind of pulls it all together, if that makes any sense. But I did want to make sure that there is some seating options inside the cafe as well, because I mean, sometimes it's raining. That happens in spring and summer as well. So I just wanted to make sure to have a cute little place to sit down inside as well. So I just used those counters. I thought that made sense in here. And I placed a whole bunch of those flowers on the wall. I think it looks so pretty and just so green and so like modern, and I don't know, I would love to go to a place like this. I think it would be so cozy and so much fun. And I used a whole bunch of decoration items that came with Nifty Knitting as well, because the hanging plants just made sense in here, and those little knitted items on the table, I don't know, it just made sense in here. And I used some of the hanging plants in the window as well, and I think it looks really, really pretty. So yeah, and then as you can see on the back of the trailer, there's that tiny little area that you can walk onto by using the door behind the actual coffee bar. I was imagining that little area is employees only, and it has a little outside bin on there, which I thought would be really useful and realistic as well. And here you can see I moved on to the outside area. So we do have that little porch area with the stairs going onto it. I was imagining that obviously, because it's a pop-up cafe that can travel around, you can kind of just, I don't really know how to explain it, but you can kind of just have that whole porch area and stairs area like fold in or something and move upwards like against the actual trailer. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm pretty sure that you know what I mean. So it's a whole, like, it's the whole thing that you can just move around, like I already explained. So yeah, I moved on to the decoration part of the rest of the little plaza, and shortly I will also start building a separate little toilet unit, or little toilet building, if that makes sense, which I was imagining. This one is not on wheels, but it is something that you can transport, basically, is what I was imagining. I don't know how you would do that, but I don't know, I was just kind of going with that whole pop-up vibe, and I was imagining that you can kind of travel this toilet unit around as well. I thought that would make sense, and I was actually really enjoying building this thing, because when I started building this whole cafe, I kind of forgot about the fact that I had to build or just furnish toilets as well for it to work. Obviously, you're going to need toilets on the lot, but I kind of forgot about it. And then as soon as I remembered, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to build toilets. I might as well I was going to plop down those like toilet units, those debug units that you can find, those world objects that kind of work as toilets. I mean, those work. But I was thinking I might as well just go all out and build something fun and do something fun with the toilet area as well. So I made it look really pretty, in my opinion, from the outside at least. On the inside, it's looking pretty fun as well. I used those backlit mirrors and a couple of sinks, and I actually really wanted to use gender neutral toilet doors. But the only gender neutral doors that we have in the game are the ones that came with Spa Day, and they are see-through, like they're glass windows. So that wouldn't really work in here. I mean, your Sims don't mind, they still work, but for the sense of realism, I don't know, it just didn't make any sense to have glass doors leading into the toilet spaces. That would just be kind of awkward, and I didn't like the look of that. So unfortunately, I couldn't go with gender neutral doors, even though I wanted to. But we can just all pretend and imagine that those doors that I used in there are gender neutral doors. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that, basically. But yeah, you can see that I moved on to the outside of the little toilet unit, and I use a whole bunch of eco lifestyle wallpapers in this build, like also on the actual cafe unit, obviously, as you can see, because I used the container wallpaper. But I did that because most of the wallpapers that come with eco lifestyle are also going to positively influence the eco footprint that you are creating, basically. And I did want, like I already mentioned, I did want this cafe or this thing to be eco-friendly and good for the environment. So yeah, that's why I decided to go ahead and use it. And yeah, I was just playing around with a whole bunch of planter boxes. I was imagining that that's all part of the whole cafe experience, like of the whole vibe. And I was definitely really having a lot of fun with this. I also placed down a couple of those vertical planters on the toilet unit itself. And I think it just looks really pretty, and I don't know, it makes it look like a fun little toilet unit and not just a standard boring looking toilet unit that just has to be there. Like, I wanted to just kind of make it all work well together, if that makes any sense. So yeah, here I was basically going crazy with just some plants, and I planted a big tree behind that, behind the cafe. But I didn't want to use like too many plants and trees everywhere, because I did want it to be realistic in the sense that you can see that the cafe unit can still be moved in and out of that space where it is right now. So I didn't want to use too much landscaping and do too much landscaping around that unit. But yeah, I just placed on a couple of tables and chairs, and also 2 picnic tables, and I kind of sectioned them off by using that planter from Eco Lifestyle as well, which I think looks really fun and really goes hand in hand with everything else that I used on this lot, basically. And I am just decorating it a little bit. I am placing down a couple of benches right here, and I'll also be placing down a couple of bicycles, because I think it looks fun, and because people that come here probably come by bicycle. I don't know, it just goes together for some reason. And I also placed down a couple of lights, obviously, because you also want to be able to come here at night and still be able to see and just have a cozy and fun place to sit down. So I just cluttered it up basically with a whole bunch of planter boxes and lights everywhere. And yeah, I think overall the whole vibe of this cafe, I like it a lot. I was definitely having a lot of fun with this community lot. And I also placed down that busking station where Sims can just come and play a couple songs and maybe make some money that way. I thought that would be a fun idea and really fits well with this kind of cafe, in my opinion. But yeah, that is pretty much already going to be it for this build. So you can download this cafe off the gallery, obviously. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter if you'd like. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!